This is Metal Mike, and in this episode of the 80's Glam Metalcast, we check in with Taime Down from Faster Pussycat. He tells us about the new music coming soon from Faster Pussycat, and we look back on all those classic albums like the 1987 debut and Wake Me When It's Over. Check it out. Well, Taime, welcome to the 80's Glam Metalcast. How you doing?
I'm down hanging in there. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. What have you been doing with yourself with all this downtime, this COVID downtime?
Been working on new shit, just getting stuff going through old shit. Just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Then a whole time of just sitting around. We haven't been doing any shows, so we've been right when we were supposed to go to the UK and do some shows, and then we were going to go into the studio right after to cut drums. So then that happened, then it got canceled, so we just went in, and that was right when everything got shut down. That was Friday the 13th, March 13th. So that's when we went to the studio.
So basically, you guys were getting ready to record a new album.
Well, not really a record. We just wanted to do like 3 new songs and then a couple covers. Just that was going to be the first batch, and so it was just like, whatever. We wanted to do that, and then like Chad got COVID. So it's like,
really?
So but he's fine. But it was like that thing. So then it was like all of a sudden everything was just weird. Everything got shut down. So it was like, okay, what are we going to do here? And then we just started going through some of the tracks that we were doing, and basically that's it. Just doing the guitars and stuff. We did the live drums over at Matt Sorum's studio. Turned out cool, and then we Gilby just mixed the first one the other day, so got the first mix done of one of the tracks, and it turned out really cool. So, and now what I've been doing also is I had to get a cassette deck because my cassette deck apparently died. As all the innards, it was like pristine, kept in the closet, like wrapped up. I went and pushed the play button, and it was like, and just stopped, and then fucking that was dead. So it's total hunt for a cassette deck. Not one person I know. I got these cases of cassettes from back in the old days, from my first record, and just work tapes and rehearsal tapes and boombox. So I was trying to go through this stuff, but I didn't have anywhere to play anything. And nobody I know owns a cassette deck except Gilby, but he went to Sturgis. So it's like he's out spreading COVID, and I'm fucking. I can't find a cassette deck to save my life. So, but I got a killer, brand new Tascam cassette rack mount cassette deck. So that's what I've been doing for the last few days too, is going through these like early tapes. Like I got a tape that says our first rehearsal. Mm-hmm. It's just so awful. It's terrible. It's just like horrible.
Like, what is your plans? What do you want to do with all this stuff? Maybe kind of put it out or something, or?
Well, we're gonna do something. What I want to do is I want to do like singles. I want to put a song out, then put out like a 7-inch single, vinyl. Have some art and a B-side. That's what all this old shit I'm going through. We're going to put something weird on the B-side. Like I found there's like an old version of Little Dove that's pre-Wake Me, and then there's like a Hot Legs version. There's Poison Ivy in the early version of that. I mean, I haven't even started. I've just gotten through the last couple of days with just oodles of stuff, but in the meantime, while we're getting the songs ready, I got to find somebody to master it and then manufacture, get some artwork done, do like little 7-inch singles, and then once that comes out, we'll do another one and then another one. You know what I mean? Just do a little, keep going as we're going. We got nowhere to go. We're just kind of sitting around picking our asses. So it's like until shit opens up, and But one of the songs is almost done. I'm just trying to find a B-side for it, and then vinyl's different. It's not like I can just, okay, I got it ready, let's get it out, we'll put it out next week. It's like 12 weeks turnaround for vinyl pressings and stuff. So it's like, I just figured we do it instantly. I was like, no, it takes like 12 weeks just to get it manufactured. So I'm like, even as an old motherfucker, you still learn something new every day.
Well, hey, man, since you've been reflecting on the past a little bit, what do you think when you go back and you listen to your debut album? What are some of the thoughts and memories?
It's just weird. Just before I talk to you, I'm going through a old tape that's in that just said TD on it, and it's like basically different versions of like from the first record. It's like just like work tapes taken home from the studio. That like Babylon, that wasn't even like wasn't finished. It wasn't done yet. It was missing one of the guitars, kind of, and it was missing like the Pussycat and
right.
some of the other stuff. It was just raw. You know what I mean? It wasn't mixed. I'm just like, God, it's weird. Just shit like that. Yeah, it's weird. It just brings me back. I was like, God, we're just kids.
Yeah.
I was like 22, you know? And it's just weird. Yeah, it's weird. And I thought of, just for the last few days I've been going through this stuff, so it's been like really kind of weird. It was just Greg's birthday the other day, and like all my reminders on my phone were off, and I just thought it was already September. I'm like, shit. And it was like his birthday was the other day, so I wished him a happy birthday. It's just, I called Brant just to touch base. I haven't really talked to anybody since all this stuff happened. You know, since the COVID and all this crap, everything got shut down. So, and then I was like, trying to find a number for our old producer John that did Wake Me and Whipped. I was like, I don't even have his number. I'm just like, I kind of hunted him down. I sent him an email, I think. I hope it's him. So, I don't know. But it's just kind of reflecting. It's kind of cool. Like, sure, it's a long time ago, but it's like listening to some of this stuff is really kind of bringing me back a little bit. It's fun. The new song's really cool. It's called Nola. It's basically I started that song right when we finished. We were right in the middle of doing Power of the Glory Hole, so it was like right when we started writing that. And that was like back in 05. So by the time that came out in 08, 07, you know, that just didn't make the cut. And I was going through stuff when I changed up my rig last year, picking some songs. And that was kind of a cool groove. We never gave us like a starting point, and we kind of went with it, and it turned out really cool. So
one thing, you know, I was going back and revisiting the debut, and it definitely sounds more like an album a 70s band would do than an 80s band. You agree with that?
Yeah, it's just like we're kids. We were together 10 months when we got a record deal and stuff. It had like probably maybe 8 of those songs that are on the record. We had to write 2 on the go because we didn't really have enough. So we just, you know, everything was so fast. It's like I moved to LA and we started rehearsing and started playing shows, and then all of a sudden we were on Elektra. You know, we didn't even have enough songs for a record, and we were already on Elektra. You know, it was a weird time.
That's crazy.
It was a lot of fun, and we were just kids. We had no idea what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming right out of the gate with some heavy hitters on that one. You know, I mean, it's don't change that song, Bathroom Raw, Cat House, Babylon. I mean,
it's like don't change that song. That was written right in pre-production.
Was it?
That because we were originally going to do Venus by Shocking Blue, and then Bananarama came out with it right when we were in pre-production. So we had to cut. We only had 9 songs, so we were like, me and Greg wrote "Don't Change That Song" right, like in a day, and just like, okay, let's come up with a song in rehearsal, just like in pre-production.
Wow! And then that ended up being your first track on the album, so that's pretty crazy.
I know. It's pretty funny, huh? I remember being in rehearsal, going, okay, let's come up with something. It's just like, yeah.
I really like "Ship Rolls In." That's a cool song. That's kind of a deeper cut.
Yeah. I've been going through stuff, and I've heard like a rough of that too. Like, you know, it's on one of the demos and stuff too. So, and City Has No Heart, and so it's just weird. It's like, oh God, I forgot about that song. And like, listening to some of the work tapes that I brought home from the studio when we were doing Wake Me too. And I'm just like, and a lot of them don't have vocals or some of the guitar parts and stuff. And it's like, wow, you hear like the bare bones of it without all the stuff on top, all the leads and all the overdubs and stuff like that, all the finishing touches, you know, just the basic tracks and stuff. It's kind of cool. It's kind of brings you back.
Yeah, Wake Me was definitely seemed like a bigger production, more, even some more modern tones than the first album. You think so, or?
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was like the first record. It was done so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the second record, second record was done pretty fucking quick too. But we had a little bit of time in between the first and second where we spent a bunch of the time ourselves before John came into the picture. We kind of had the first one under our belt with Rick Ballard. He came in and helped us because we were just all like, we were fucking kids. We didn't really know what the fuck we were doing. So we were in the studio. We had only been in the studio once before to do a little demo. And this one was still pretty quick. We were in there 10 days, I think it was. We did the whole record. And people in the studio next to us, like Billy Idol and Ron Keel, and there were different studios like this. It was like fun. We were like kind of like in the big leagues with these guys. We felt it was fun. It was like we were kids, but it was like, yeah, Michael Wagner's producing Ron Keel over there, and then Billy Idol and Steve Stevens down the hallway over there. It was like, it was cool. It was really fun. It was like kind of some starstruck and stuff, but then again, still just kind of flying by the seat of our pants and just having fun. Concerned about getting girls in the studio than what the knobs do in the control room. You know what I mean? I was like, what young boys will do. So.
I mean, yeah, you guys were on Elektra, and I was trying to think of who else. I mean, I know Motley Crue was on Elektra. Who else was a rock act at that time on Elektra?
Dokken.
Oh, yeah, Dokken. Yep, that's right.
Dokken and Metallica.
But there wasn't a ton. It didn't seem to me.
No, it was a cool label. We were like stoked. We were like, out of all the labels, we were like, they treated us so good. They were so nice to us, and all the bands, the Motley and Metallica, those guys. I remember having Metallica over at my house, like, because we used to, me and Ricky did the Cat House, and we had big parties there, and then we'd have little after shitties up at the house. I lived up in Beechwood, and I remember Metallica. They came over a couple times. I remember James and Kurt. Lars fell asleep on the floor. So Kurt and James like scotch taped his head and doodled on his face with a Sharpie. Pretty funny. And he was running around like a kid in a candy store. It was funny. It was great. It was fun. I'll always remember that. You know what I mean? I'm 55 and I still fucking remember that night.
Well, I know House of Pain obviously was the big hit, and honestly, usually I don't like the big hits off of albums, but man, I listened to it last night and again, and I haven't heard it in a while, and it's such an amazing song, man. A very heartfelt tune.
Thanks. Yeah, it was. I took a few times to write that one. Me and Greg put that one together. That was good, and that was cool. Having Tom Hamilton, Joey Kramer, and shit telling me that they love that song, so that was kind of cool. That was Aerosmith, you know what I mean? I was like, wow, that was cool. That made me feel good.
Kind of reminds me, like the vibe that I get when I hear it, kind of reminds me of when I listen to like some of John Lennon's stuff, because some of that stuff's pretty emotional.
I'll take it. I'm out. You can't really give me a better compliment than that.
But it's true. I mean, I feel like certain songs of his, like Imagine, Woman, I you feel something. No matter what, you might not know exactly where he's coming from, but you feel something. And that's how it is with House of Pain. And basically, House of Pain is a true story. You're right?
Yeah. That's why I took a while. It took a few times to write it. And plus, we were at the stage where everybody had to have a ballad. We really didn't want one.
Right.
Because we didn't want to have one. But me and Greg were like, they're like the labels kind of like, see what you guys can do. And we were just like, okay. So me and Greg just tried to write one that wasn't fucking hokey.
Right. Yeah, and that's what you got. Right.
Because at the time, there was a lot of hokey ones out there.
Right.
There were some good ones, but it was just flooded with fucking ballads and stuff, power ballads and stuff. So he just tried to write one that was. That's why he just tried to write one that was true. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because most of them, you're right. Most of them are that I love you, baby type stuff, and this was deep, man. This was raw.
Yeah.
I read something. Did Michael Bay direct it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine fucking that?
I'm like, what?
Yeah, he was awesome too. He had done some Donny Osmond thing. The Lecter is like, we saw his reel of his other shit, and it looked really good. And I go, fuck, whatever you think. And we met him. He worked. That's when he worked for Propaganda.
Okay.
And yeah, he was cool as shit. Then he turned to Mr. Party fucking director dude.
That's amazing.
Superhuman. Yeah, he's awesome. He was super cool. It was fun to work with. He treated us really good.
It's funny how some of those things turn out, because I interviewed David Reese from Bangalore Choir, I think that's how you say it, and he was telling me how, Jared Leto, who played the Joker like in Suicide Squad and all that stuff, he was in one of their videos, and it was like that was like his first acting gig, and it's just like amazing to see how some of these people just really propelled themselves their careers,
come out of the shit. Yeah,
crazy. A lot of touring, right, that you guys did. You opened for Kiss for that album, Motley Crue, right?
We toured so much stuff. We got to tour a lot. We toured with Motorhead, Alice Cooper, David E. Roth, Motley, Kiss a couple times, Whitesnake, and just a bunch, GNR.
Yeah.
We got to play some cool fucking shows. I ain't complaining. Not any of that. Yeah, there were some fun times. This kind of Motley tours, because Motley, they were like all sober, and we were absolutely the opposite.
Right.
So it was like, it was fun.
Well, and you did You're So Vain, which I think that another one. I mean, it really doesn't even seem like a cover. Why did you decide to do that one? Were there other picks from old legacy Elektra artists that you could have done?
Yeah, there was. Originally, what was on the plate was Lust for Life by Iggy. So that was original. And then they're like, well, what if we do You're So Vain? And because they picked Lust for Life first, Howard did, and that would have been cool too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But You're So Vain was like, let's try that. So we just went in the rehearsal room, kind of arranged it ourselves. That we did that track ourselves, and then we just went in and produced it ourselves and arranged it and did it our way. That was the way, because we had did the pre-production most of Wake Me before we even got a producer in, because we checked out a few different guys we were doing it, but we just clicked with John. But when we went in to do the record, we didn't change really anything. Mm-hmm. John added some stuff in terms of his knowledge of everything, and it was great. His ability to get what we were doing on tape and just production in terms of that. Hey, why don't we play this part a little bit like that? But all the arrangements and all the main stuff we did ourselves. And we kind of learned. That's what we kind of learned to do. Trying to find the right producer. We kind of got good in the studio, on the rehearsal, arranging our own stuff. So when we went and did You're So Vain, it was just like kind of let's just go in there and do it ourselves. And we just got it. I think it was. I'm not sure who did it. I think it was Ryan. They worked with us on Wake Me and stuff, and we just went in with the engineers. John lived on the East Coast, and we did it right in L.A., and it turned out killer. So it was just for Elektra, Elektra's 40th anniversary album.
Yeah.
Now it's just part of our repertoire.
Yeah. But what was going on by the time you got to Whipped in '92?
Oh, we were just same shit. We had gotten a new drummer, it was Mark. He was like fucking MIA, getting heroin sent to him. So he was out. We had played with Bradshaw. Had been with us for a couple tours. He did one of the Kiss tours and one of the, I can't remember. Did a couple tours with us, and it was great. So we already knew we were going in with John. So it's like for Whipped, we just kind of took our time doing it. You know what I mean? We weren't really in that long. We just took a little timer. I think we just got a little. John had us working on too many songs, so it's like I don't want to spend all this time working on all these songs when we're only going to pick like 10 or 11. We were like working on 20 songs, so and then it just kind of took longer in pre-production to get it down. But other than that, this recording was pretty much the same. It was cool. It was fun. We had some cool people come in and do stuff.
And then when were you guys done? Was '93? Was it kind of over? Or?
Pretty much a blur. But yeah, all of a sudden it's like that. The bottom fell out of everything. So like, okay, that was quick.
Yeah, that had to be devastating.
It was just weird. It was like, okay, all right, well, okay. That's not what it was.
Yeah. Because you had a good run. I mean, you figure, your second album was bigger than your first. Okay, now it's your third album.
I know. We're out touring. We're touring with bands like fucking Kiss and Ozzy. Just shit. But it was like the whole scene. It was the whole thing. The whole Seattle thing came in, which was like, I was cool with because they were all my friends.
Right.
So there's like, that's where I'm from. So it was like, it was kind of like, it was a little odd, but it was fucking, but it was cool. Like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. It's like those guys are, they're my friends. So
yeah. I don't think that first Alice in Chains, I was actually listening to that the other night, and I hadn't listened to it. I probably haven't listened to it in, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years. I haven't listened to it in a long time. And it's not that far off from 80s metal. You know what I mean? There's a lot of elements in there.
You should have heard Change's demos.
Uh-huh.
Fucking, like I said, I fucking I went back with Lane and Mike Starr way back, since we were like high school shit. And I'd get their demos all the time when I'd go home for Christmas and stuff all the time. But yeah, their stuff was very rock, very, very LA rock.
Yep.
And then the whole Soundgarden and stuff, they got some of that sprinkling spice on them that kind of just melded them. They're amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still fucking amazing. But that Facelift was just, fuck. That was just a monster record. That was so good.
So you mentioned a little bit about contacting the original guys from Faster Pussycat. So is the relationship good with the former members?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I talk to Greg all the time. I just talked to Muscat. I called him because I hadn't talked to him since the COVID stuff, and I just checked in on him. I haven't talked to Eric in a while, but he was out in Vegas too. Mark, I have not. I don't know what the fuck happened to that guy. Honestly, I mean, I wish I did know, but I just don't. I don't know anybody that does know. So different rumors that he got hit by a cab and he's slow and in New York, and it's like, who knows what's what? I don't know. I don't know. I hope he's okay.
Yeah. Is Eric some kind of like weapons guy or something now, or no?
I think so.
Okay.
He's like a modern day G.I. Joe or something. I don't know. That's what I hear. He's always. Every time I see him, he's always been like on a rock keg or something. He's always same old Eric to me. But then I say, Eric's militant, whatever. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, whatever.
I know.
Eric's always nice. Eric's always nice to me. So I'm like, whatever. I don't care. Whatever he wants to do.
Oh yeah.
As long as he enjoys doing it, that's cool.
Because I think I saw something.
I get along with everybody. Only one I haven't talked to is Mark. But I wish him the best, too. I don't have any ill will or whatever. I never did. I was always more worried about him.
Right.
I just never lost touch with him. Plus, I went through my own stage of fucking debauchery where I didn't need to care less where anybody was, really. So, at that time.
Yeah, because I want to say, I must have saw, like, Eric's name, but then it just said something about something to do with guns and weapons and stuff. I'm like, I think that's the bassist from Faster Pussycat. Well, you know what I mean? But it just wasn't.
Someone told me, like, Eric's all gun dude. I got a bunch of my friends that are all into weapons and stuff. Like Tim Skold from Shotgun.
Yeah.
Shotgun Messiah. He's all into. He loves his weapons. But it's like, whatever. Eric, treat your own.
Yeah,
I
man.
love my Harley. So it's like.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate the time. Well, what do you want to say to all your fans out there in closing?
Just, we're still here. We're going to come out and play as soon as we can. I'm not going to be no super spreader, but we do have new tunes coming out that are pretty fucking cool. And they'll be coming out pretty soon, too. We're working hard on them.
Well, hey, Taime, I'm sure everybody will be excited to hear that new music. Thanks again, man. Stay safe out there.
No problem, brother. Take care of yourself.
Yep, take care, bro.
Well, that was a great episode with Taime. Got a lot more cool episodes on the way, along with all the greatest hits of the 80s Glam Metalcast. Best thing to do, so you don't miss any of it, is subscribe. Rock on!